protest. So, yeah, angry, absolutely, Keith. Angry, sad, and upset now. So it's me, and I'll stick to that.
Now, one of the things that, because I remember seeing something that you posted on Facebook, and that was about that guy, Len Peniha, who whose house is right next to that mosque. And it just goes to show also, I guess, the bravery of some of the people. I mean, I remember watching that interview that he had on that post that you had that you had posted, and you could see he was in tears. I mean, he had helped out. I mean, you called him a hero yourself, and he helped out as much as he possibly could, one would think. And at least that's something that has kind of come up about these events, isn't it, JT?
Yeah, totally. Hats off and just utmost respect to Len for doing what he did. You know, he saved 5 people, and he's unsure about what happened to the 6th one, but, you know, just to be thrust into the moment without preparation, without knowing what's going on, and then have to make a decision like that would have been hard for him, but he's gone about and done the business like I'm sure, you know, any half-decent person would, and unfortunately, it looks like it's taken a toll on him. You look at him, and you look at his eyes in that story, and he's all over the place, mate. He's going to be terribly affected by this for the rest of his life. He mentions the bit where he sees the car driving out and the leg pops up and he goes over and finds the body of the woman with the bullet hole in it. He's sorry to be blunt about this, but it looked like her back was twisted and broken in two where the car's gone over her. So, you know, he's seen some things that no normal person should have to see, and then he's got as far as the front door of the mosque, and that's as far as he could go, and, you know, you can't blame him for that. But,
yes.
Yeah, Len Peniha certainly needs some support and some afi from different services that are available down there in Christchurch, and just can't speak highly enough of the man.
Have you heard about that story there, Rino?
Yeah, I did see that, what was posted and everything, and JT's exactly right, right next door, and there are a lot of people who are going to need the help of services, mate, over this trying time. I just take a look now at some of the updates on the news websites, and predominantly, you know, it's all based on what happened on Friday. The majority, actually nearly all of it is. And look, it's Sunday today, and we're talking about it. And it's going to be trying times. But yeah, no, I have seen that all right up, and other footage as well I've seen. And to see some of the Muslim community come out and speak. Look, today is a day of religion for many out there, and yeah, it's just one of those days throughout the whole country. We'll be thinking of those down in Christchurch, and the hardest thing to come to, mate, it's our little country, and like JT said, he's quite angry inside himself, and throw him and the guy in the dark alley, and it'll be JT on trial, you know, and that's how most of the people do feel at this stage. And you take a look at it, I suppose a tough thing too for JT living over there in Australia is the guy that's name was released. He's Australian citizen, you know, and is over here, and the others who were arrested, and the lady as well, and I see 2 more arrests on top of that since yesterday. So, yeah, it is. It's going to be tough, really tough.
Yeah, definitely. One of the lucky things, I guess, is the fact that we've had our show moved, more by circumstance. You know, Fooltime which usually is played at 10 o'clock on a Saturday, obviously had to be moved because we were doing the Relay for Life down there at Awapuni Stadium. And I guess one of the good things is the fact that at least we can, because I think if our show had been on yesterday, JT, I think if our show had been on yesterday, our raw feelings might have really come out, and so at least we've been able to calm down a little bit more, and at least we're able to offer people a little bit more information than what we had yesterday. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree, mate. Certainly another 24 hours down the track has quelled the fire somewhat, but it's still there, and I think it is good because obviously normally the show is recorded, so yesterday there might have been a few beeps you might have
yes.
You know, still only less than 24 hours out after the terrible event occurring. So, yeah, another day has passed, and it's certainly calmed down a little bit, not much, but certainly enough to be circumspect about things and be more professional in terms of broadcasting. So, yeah, good call, Keith.
Yes, well, I think so too. It just happened to end up that way. I mean, none of us knew that there would be a terrorist attack on our shores, did we, Raa?
No, bro. Even though there has been speculation that something would happen one day, but we just here in New Zealand we just don't think about these things.
Exactly.
But it's always in the back of our minds, and now that it has happened, like the boys here, sadness into anger, and you just want to sort of look for someone to sort of to pay for this madness, and so glad that they have caught the suspects, and even worse is still when you hear one of the culprits was from Australia. It's just craziness. It's just it's hard to fathom, and I think over the next few weeks and months, there's going to be a lot of soul searching and a lot of reasons why, and if we can avoid this catastrophe in the future, something we don't ever want to see happen again in Aotearoa. It's just you sort of lose words sometimes, Keithy. I think the country's still in a state of shock, and take us a little while to get through it.
Now, Rino, I'm not really a Labour supporter. I'm not saying I'm not a Labour supporter, but I'm not a big, huge Labour supporter. I'm not a national supporter either, just to make that quite clear. But I'm not really a Labour supporter, as in the Labour Party. However, one person has just really stood out, at least for me, and I think for a lot of New Zealanders, one person in particular has really just stood out. Her composure, her class, and her grace has just, I think, just outshone. At least it has for me. And of course, I'm talking about Jacinda Ardern, our Prime Minister. What do you reckon about that, bro?
Yeah, she's jumped at this at leaps and bounds. Look, you go back to Friday, she was busy down there in New Plymouth addressing another situation. This broke out. Obviously, she had to head back. She was in Wellington. Then she addressed the nation multiple times on Friday with all the details. She was given the tough task to relay all the information from police presence, from ministerial presence, and everything that was unfolding, everything that was at her hand, ready for the country to know. She done a massive job. A huge job, and you're right, Keithy. She's put herself right at the front line. This isn't a time to. I saw Simon Bridges talking yesterday morning, and he said the same. This is not a political drive. This has nothing to do with political parties. This is all about a country coming together, being as one, and supporting each other. That's the big drive. But when you talk about this lady, how she's she's just become a mum. She knows how those families are feeling, losing loved ones, children, family members, and close friends, relatives, and family, and all that stuff. So, yeah, she's really there with the heart and everything, and where government can push her, because, look, she's at the head of the helm. For this to happen under her as the country leader, it's massive. She's so young, and you got to take your head off to her, mate. You use the term sometime when it comes to men, you got big kahunas, you got big balls. This is what this lady has, mate, and she's come out and addressed the country. She's putting herself out there. She wants something done about it. She's going to be an advocate that's going to change the gun laws, no doubt, with the ministerial behind it. You are going to see changes, and I think she is going to be the driving force behind that and change it. There's going to be a lot happening under her helm, I would guess, prior to election year next year. And you take a look at what she spoke about, the murals throughout the whole of the country supporting Denzel down there as well, So the emotional side of it, but she's in there doing her bit, and she's sure as hell going to make things change, and I bet you one of those, I would hope she does make change, is sometimes our law situation here in our country is pretty weak of recent, and you see some of those charges and some of these other stupid cases, they deserve a lot more. I reckon she'll be the one that want to throw the book at it. I don't know if she can do it, if she's got the power to do that, but she's leading by example, and she's really stepped up to her mark as Prime Minister.
She's been outstanding in my books. I don't know if you've been able to gauge that over where you are, JT, but what do you reckon about what she's been doing certainly over the weekend?
I just think she's a beautiful woman, inside and out, and that's showing through. Genuine compassion, and she just oozes class. That's what I'm going to say about that. come across as someone who's level-headed, and mate, she's done herself and the country proud. I'm going to have a dig here. I'm not sure the bloke on the other side of the house could have managed the same thing. I just don't think he's got that Manaki tongue for the people, whereas Jacinda Ardern definitely has. And can't say enough about how much respect I have for her after. It wouldn't be an easy thing to be a leader and some of this has happened on your watch, and I think she's handled herself with aplomb, and well done.
Indeed. There's been a number of times where I think she could have broken, and what appeared to me, at least, whilst she was talking to the nation, to the world, that she you wouldn't have blamed her had she broken down in tears, but, she composed herself and carried on, which, for me, I think just is amazing, isn't it? What do you reckon, JT?
Oh, 100%, Keith. And, like I said, the way she's carried herself throughout this ordeal, and the way she will continue to carry herself is just, what a leader needs to be at a time like this. And it's not about, as Rino said, what he said, it's not about political point scoring, which unfortunately there's a dickhead senator over here who's trying to use it as a political platform to gain some notoriety, which he's certainly done. This clown got into the Senate on 19 votes. Well, I can see it now. He won't be getting back in. No way.
Are you talking about that egghead? Is that...
Yeah, exactly.
I got to say, big ups to that young boy. Hey, JT, big ups to that young boy.
Yeah, I saw a thing floating around on Facebook. It was a nomination form for Australian of the Year. And it had first name, the kid, surname, you egg that egg. And what about the hero? Bunch of thugs that tried to take him, they did take him to the ground, had him in a headlock, come on. But the good thing is, last night the police released him without charge, the young fella. So
yes.
He'll get his 15 minutes of fame and then some out of this. Good on him.
Good on him, I say, as well. Anyway, we're going to go to a break. We'll be back with more Full-Time right after this. On behalf of the Full-Timers, I would just like to say big thanks to Joachim Currid, who brings us our music intro. Check him out on joachimcurrid.com. He's also on YouTube, Twitter, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, Instagram, and follow him on Facebook. Another big thanks goes out to Silent Partner, who brings us our outro. Check out their music on YouTube. And also thanks must go to the Polish Ambassador for the backing music for this promo. Check out the Polish Ambassador on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Beatport, Instagram, Twitter, and on his website, thepolishambassador.com.
You're listening to a podcast produced by Tūrangi FM, number one iwi radio station in Aotearoa. We play each full-time session on Tūrangi FM Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. You can listen in live on our Tūrangi FM media page. Just click the main Tūrangi FM logo to tune in online. Or if you're in the Gisborne area, we're on the radio frequencies 91.7, 95.7 and 98.1. Also check out the Full-Time Facebook page where you can listen to the podcast again. Make comments and click links that will lead you to other ways to listen to the podcast, such as Spreaker, iTunes, SoundCloud, Twitter, YouTube, Podchaser and Tumblr. Right, let's get back to the Fools on Full-Time.
Welcome back to the second session here on Full-Time. Before we get into it, I just want to wish a very big happy birthday to an old mate of mine. He currently is living over in your part of the area there, JT. I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe he lives in Brisbane. Jade Hunt is celebrating his birthday today. So big happy birthday to you, Jade. Obviously from myself and all of the whānau. Now let's get back into what we were talking about. Now one of the things that you mentioned, wasn't it, Reno, was the fact that a lot of sporting